of the historical people in Malaysia. So first of all, I want to thank you all for attending our session. I really appreciate it. Your support is really meaningful to me. So today I want to share about who is Tun Abdul Rahman. So who in here know who is Tun Abdul Rahman?
Me.
Yes?
He is the first Prime Minister of Malaysia.
Okay, other than that?
Me.
Okay.
He is the man who started Merdeka at Para Merdeka.
Okay, most of us know who is Tun Abdul Rahman as our first Prime Minister of the nation. But do you know that Tun Abdul Rahman do a lot of things other than being our Prime Minister? For that, I am here to help you make it clear about who is Tunku Abdul Rahman really is. Tunku Abdul Rahman Putra Al-Haj Ibni Almarhum Sultan Abdul Hamid Halim Shah was born on February 8, 1903. He was the seventh son of Sultan Abdul Halim Shah, the 24th Sultan of Kedah. He studied in a Malay school before moving to Penang Free School. In 1919, he went on to study at St. Catherine College. In 1925, he graduated from Cambridge University. He was the first Malay-approved University of England. Later, Tunku joined the civil service in Kedah and served as a district officer in Kuala Muda, Padang Terap, Langkawi, and Kulim. He later studied law at the Inner Temple and was commissioned as a lawyer in 1949. In the same year, Tunku joined UMNO and was elected as Kedah UMNO Chief. On 26 August 1951, Tunku was elected as UMNO President at the national level after Datuk Onn Jaafar resigned. Before being elected as President, Tunku was very active in politics. He, along with the Malay rulers and the Malays against the Malayan Union. One of Tunku's early efforts is the steps to create unity before independence. He has formed a pact to foster regional unity. He co-organized the National Convention with the MCA in 1954. In 1955, the Alliance Party was formed, a combination of UMNO, MCA, and MIC. In the Federal Legislative Assembly election, the Alliance Party achieved an outstanding victory by winning 51 seats. That victory led to Tunku was appointed as the Chief Minister of the Federation of Malaya. In 1956, Tunku led a delegation to London to reclaim the country's sovereignty from the British government. Independence agreement signed in London on 8 February 1956. Date of independence set on October 31st, 1957. A commission of the Red Commission was formed to study the Constitution of Malaya. After independence, Tunku was appointed as the first Prime Minister. He continues to lead the alliance in 3 elections in 1959, 1964, and 1969. The Tunku's leadership are factors that encourage Malaya achieve independence without spilling any blood. His policy of tolerance and racial consensus tactics show his superiority as a wise leader. Tunku's other contribution is his efforts in ending the communist insurgency in Malaya. Tunku's other contribution is his effort in ending the communist insurgency in Malaya. He was willing to hold Baling negotiation and meet with Chin Peng. This clearly proved that he is a leader who cares about the peace and security of the country. Baling negotiation took place at Baling Primary School on 29 December 1955. These negotiations were unsuccessful because Tunku refused to recognize the CPM as the legitimate political party. However, the CPM struggle became weaker because it did not get support from the locals who are already confident in Tunku's rule. There were even CPM guerrillas who surrendered and some even fled to the Thai border. The communist streak ended during Tunku's rule and the state of emergency was declared over in 1960. Tunku's political contribution, which is still highly praised, is his effort to form the Gagasan Malaysia. On 27 May 1961, Tunku presented the idea of the formation of Malaysia at the Adelphi Hotel, Singapore. His aim is to ensure the political security, economic, and social stability of all countries involved. At the outside, this involved a combination of Malaya, Singapore, Sabah, Sarawak, and Brunei. But later, Brunei withdrew due to the revolt from the people led by A.M. Azahari, apart from due to the issue of the oil revenue. The formation of the Malaysian idea also received negative reaction from neighboring countries such as the Philippines and Indonesia, which later launched a confrontation. Tunku, with his wisdom, managed to overcome all these challenges by getting strong support from people, British government, and the PBB. On 16 September 1963, the Federation of Malaysia was formed and Tunku was called as Father of Malaysia. Tunku has also pioneered the path of formulating foreign policy by taking into account several important factors. In the early stage of independence, he adopted a policy of probation and anti-communism. At the same time, this policy can guarantee the political and economic stability of the country. Tunku also established good relations with neighboring countries by proposing the establishment of ASA and Mafilindo. The purpose of this organization is to increase friendship and participation in ASEAN, which is formed in 1967, and the aim is to establish the new regional relation. Tunku's enormous political contribution was his participation in this establishment of the Organization of the Islamic Conference, which is OIC. In appreciation of his contribution, Tunku was appointed the first Secretary General of the OIC. Tunku sought the cooperation of the OIC to resolve the Iran-Iraq war. At the same time, Malaysia also supports the struggle of Palestinian people in fighting the tyranny of the Israel regime. Tunku also set up an Islamic Development Bank which provides financial assistance to OIC member countries. Apart from that, Tunku also cares about international relations. Malaysia was active in international bodies such as the PBB and the Commonwealth. Tunku sent a peace and security mission to the Congo in 1961. He was also very respectful of human rights. He was also very respectful of human rights, and this was reflected in his efforts to criticize the apartheid policy in South Africa. This continued until the country was ousted. In conclusion, Tunku Abdul Rahman is an authoritative and caliber leader. He has the vision to lead Malaysia towards progress and glory. Tunku's efforts show that he is a leader who has a people spirit and is very concerned about racial unity. Tunku died on 6 December 1990. However, Tunku's great contribution as the father of independence and Malaysian father is still remembered by every Malaysian. This priceless Tunku service is remembered until this day. Therefore, we must appreciate the services of our heroes who fought against the foreign power who tried to snatch this country from us. I hope that my speech may help you to become a better Malaysian in the future. From that, together we can help Malaysia become a developing country with the help of a united people of various races in our country. I hope to see you again next time, and I end this speech with Assalamualaikum and thank you everyone. Hi guys, do you know that on this month, Tunku Abdul Rahman was declared Malaysia Independence Day? So we need to celebrate this Independence Day as a sign for our appreciation to our heroes. Let's celebrate this Merdeka and be proud to be Merdeka!